What's going on, folks? Kev here, and it's about time. Thousands of people have been asking me to make this video, just wondering how do I make the pans look so pretty. So I'm going to show you how I do it. Doesn't mean it's the only way, doesn't mean it's the best way. I do a pretty good job, but there's different levels of restoration. So I'm going to show you what I do, and alongside that, I'm going to show you what you can do if you ever want to try it and do it the safe method. So let's do it. And first things first, the fun part. We have to go source some. So let's go picking. Alright, so that was fun. I sourced a couple pieces. I'm going to use this one. This is a, looks to be an unmarked Wagner number 10. About the typical amount of rust and crust, okay? So that's what I find. Probably what you see out there too if you're looking. So first step is food grade lye bath, okay? So the correct mixture for this is 1 pound of lye to 5 gallons of water. I double it because it doesn't hurt the iron and it speeds up the process a little bit. And also, I'm a rebel. Nobody tells me what to do, bro. Come on. So adversely, if you don't have a 25-gallon vat of lye laying around, because, what person does, the alternative is this. Get yourself some Yellow Cap Easy Off Cleaner, okay? You want to do that and spray it up, down, left, right, the handle, and then wrap it in a black plastic garbage bag, okay? Tie it off, put it somewhere warm for a week, maybe a sun. If you have a temperature controlled basement like I do, just do that. That's a better alternative, and that's a good step. So we're going to go ahead and put this into my giant vat. See that? Sealed, and I double line mine, okay? Just for extra protection. Just, you never know. And that stuff, lye in any form, is pretty nasty stuff. So wear protection, because if you don't, you're going to end up with a burnt hand or 2 kids that don't appreciate how hard parenting is. All right, it's been about, I don't know, 6 or 7 days, and I pulled the number 10 out. It's time to rinse it off and see if it's ready to go, because there's a chance there could be still things stuck on. And if you're doing the black bag method, you might have to rinse it, spray it again with the Easy Off, and then do it for another week, because sometimes the carbon is very stubborn. So just use cold water. Get yourself one of these, a nice stainless steel scrubby. You can get them at the dollar store. You can order them off of my Amazon goodie list. I'm just saying. I'm going to go ahead and scrub this and see where we're at. I'm done scrubbing. Pulled it out. Looks like all the black carbon is off, even though it has the same handle with the inset eye here. This one turned out to be a post 1957 marked Wagner. Ooh, baby. So I get to charge an extra $10, but really good users. So the next stop for this thing is a vinegar bath. So let's go do that. All right, I got my vinegar bath here. distilled white vinegar, about, you know, $3 or $4 a gallon. My mix here is 50% water, 50% vinegar. So I'm going to go ahead, put my pan in, mix it up a little bit. Put that in. That's going to be going in for 30 minutes at a time. I'm going to pull it, scrub it, cold water, and then see where we're at. Because if it doesn't come out nice the first time, might have to do it a second or even a third time. So just be prepared. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull it from the vinegar. I did 2 rounds of half hour each to fight some of the rust on there. Okay. Again, if you don't have a giant vat, that's okay. Get yourself a bucket. Get yourself a dish pan. Doesn't matter. As long as you can submerge it in a 50-50 water and vinegar. Make sure the handle's in, everything. You're good to go. So now I got to take it and scrub it again. I'm done with the scrubbing part. It for the most part, it looks pretty good, right? Wrong. You would be wrong, sir or madam. I am the professional dishwasher here, not you, okay? One more secret step. Because you can do magic. You can have anything that you desire. Get yourself one of these. Magic eraser. They're in stores. Again, they're on my Amazon list of goodies. If you want to make me a couple cents, that's okay too. Watch this. It does look good, but just a few little strokes here. Holy cow. So yeah, that's just a little trade secret. It's like a game changer, you know. It's like it just takes off that last bit of just whatever dirt, vinegar, whatever's left on it. You want it to get as close to bare iron as you can, because then it'll take seasoning better. So, and also I want to show you this. I do use this for nooks and crannies. This is very soft, okay? Make sure if you use a brush, it's stainless steel and soft. You don't want to use like a brass one. A brass one is soft, and it'll leave like a almost like a sheen on it, and it'll make seasoning a little harder to stick to. So more trade secrets. You guys won't even need me by the time we're done with this video. Alright, I'm done with the magic eraser part. This thing came out pretty good. There's some permanent stuff in there that I went to battle with and didn't come off, but in general I'm happy with this. So immediately use cold water. I said that earlier. It helps with the flash rust, because this thing, if you let it air dry, if you throw it right in the oven, it's gonna get that little just rust that you could just feel. So I'm gonna go ahead, I have an endless supply of t-shirts. You could use a towel, you could use those lint-free rags. Just dry it thoroughly and beat the rust, and then it'll be ready for seasoning. Alright, it's time for the seasoning process. Now, there's a ton of ways you could do it. You could do some research. I'll show you how I do it. There's plenty of compounds out there. Buzzy Wax, Crisby, my buddy from North New Jersey, Cast Iron Chris, has a nice blend. I'm not affiliated or sponsored by any of them. However, I've tried all of them, and I've never run into one that was like, oh, this looks bad, or this doesn't do its job. They're all good. It's just for cost effectiveness, when you're cranking out 50 to 100 pieces a month, I use something a little more price friendly. The Pam Original Spray is good when it goes on sale at Costco. And today we're going to be using good old-fashioned Crisco. Now, we don't cook with this stuff per se, but it makes a nice base layer for all my stuff that I'm going to be doing. This is our test dummy. This is the one we're going to be focusing on, but there's no way I'm going to do one pan and cook it. So I'm going to do all these spatulas I had cut last week. And so I'm going to go ahead and melt some Crisco in my little number 3 Wagner, and then apply it liberally to the whole bunch. All right, Crisco is applied to all my pieces. So now it's time to wipe them dry. You want to wipe them all the way dry. They want to look like they have nothing on them. So to do that, I do a round of paper towels first, just to take off the bulk of the oil. And then microfiber, lint-free. Now, of course, you can use like a lint-free towel or shop towels people use, old t-shirts, but I'm going to go ahead and wipe these with that. And then I'm going to wipe them with the microfibers. And then I'm going to do it again until it looks nice and dry. Alright, next step. Cooking them on my old grill. Got them all lined up. I put aluminum foil because the grates are pretty shot. So I just wanted to protect it. That way it's not directly on the heat. Got them spread out. As you can see, they're pretty dry looking. So I'm going to go ahead and get this bad boy up to 500. For Crisco I do 500, and for Pam spray I do about 475. I found that works pretty good. So I'm going to do this for an hour. Do you have to do it on your grill? No. I do it on my grill because the vent in our kitchen stinks. So, because you can do it in your oven if you have a good vent. It does get a little smoky. It shouldn't get too smoky. If it gets too smoky, that means you left too much Earl on there. You gotta wipe it more. But I do mine on the grill. Happy wife, happy life. Okay, round 1 is done. And deja vu, they look greasy again. Doing another round. 2 rounds. Do you have to do 2 rounds? Not really. You can get away with 1. 2 protects it more. Makes it look a little darker, a little nicer, which is more important for someone like me who is trying to extract the most money I can out of you people. But if it's your own, do 1, start cooking. Say hi, buddy. Say hi, other buddy.
Hi.
Daddy's gonna cook another round while the kids play in the yard, and maybe I'll join them. All right, here again. Round 2 is done. So we are looking. Oh, we're looking greasy again. What the heck's going on? I'll tell you why. I put a round of flax on it after the 2nd round, and for me, that does 2 things. 1, it puts a protective layer because I never know when these things are going to sell. Like, of course, I want them to sell immediately, but some of them sit for a few months. So flaxseed oil doesn't spoil, doesn't go rancid. So it preserves it, and it's less work for me down the road. And make sure you get a good product. 2nd reason. That last layer of oil, and I'll wipe it dry, but it'll still leave a thin layer. Makes it look better, I know it sounds like a salesy Ponzi scheme type thing, but I have to make these things look pretty for you people. Some people will ask, well, why don't you just use flaxseed oil or grapeseed oil? And the general consensus is that the seed oils dry really hard onto the iron, okay? And then as you're cooking, you heat it up, it expands, it contracts when it cools down. and then it starts to flake. Now, you might have different experience with this stuff. That's fine, but in general, my community calls it flakeseed oil. So, and it's a shame too, because grapeseed oil really makes it look nice and dark, like right off the bat. Like, my stuff doesn't look all the way midnight black. You have to earn it. You have to, like, you know, I put the protective layer down, you start cooking on this stuff, and the black comes, and eventually it'll be midnight black and ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and wipe this, and I'll show you the final product, see if it's worth all the hassle. All right, the final countdown. After all that hard work and scrubbing and just all that stuff, here's the final. Oh, there's a couple of my choppers. Did some of those. I piggybacked everything. It's pretty nice. But this is, oh, look at that. Those were a real kick in the money maker, man. All those little crevices and oof. But this is the one we've been following the journey on. It's a post 1959 Wagner. Came out nice. There's a couple areas of neglect, but overall that looks really good, so I'm happy with the results. Got a unmarked twin that was in with the pile, so did that as well because I'm trying to be efficient, although it just means I'm kind of cheap in my old age. So hopefully we learn something. Again, I'm like a mid-level guy. Like, I do pretty good work considering I don't use an electrolysis tank, okay? I would use them, but I don't have the space to run like 3 or 4 of them at a time, so I'm able to do like 40 or 50 at a time the way I showed you. And I also showed you a way you can do it. So hopefully you tried it out and had some success. And if you don't, leave a comment, and I'll be happy to help whenever I can. So thanks for watching. And as always, this is Cast Iron Kev. I think we could all do better. Starting with me. I need to go to sales college, because this video is going to get like 2 or 3 million views, and if I can get just 10% of you to order some stuff off of my Amazon list, then that means I'll make 6 carried to 4, $1 million.